no medium is dead if it can compete with the internet. So a newspaper that doesn't have value that you can't get online is going to be troubled. What we like to do with Wired is provide this physical artifact with design. You can read long form stories. It's got infographics. The internet can't do that. I think my advice to anybody in the creative world is the internet is disrupting every sector. Try and do something that adds value to it, and then you should be fine. There's a lot of talk about neuromarketing, about using brain scans to tell what's going to make the customer buy something or love your movie. And I have to say, there's an awful lot of bullshit being talked. And yes, it's a lovely idea, but even though brain research is moving really quickly, we still don't know enough about measuring specific triggers to specific emotions based on specific visual stimuli. I think it's understanding human motivation, what we as emotionally functional human beings want. We want to share, we want social validation, we want love, we want entertainment, we want beauty, we want a sense of simplicity. And the brands that are understanding this are winning. The simplicity of, that's a cliche, but it's because it's the best model I can think of various Apple devices. It isn't about technology, it's about the emotional journey. It's about feeling a warmth for this device which you keep close to your heart. It's not about scanning your brain to see if you're going to like the iPad. There's two things that don't always meet. One is creating value for the outside world, and the second is the business model. So I've just done a talk in the Netherlands about science journalism and why science journalists are needed now more than ever to help explain, to communicate all these important threats about genomic research, about obesity. There's all these constant news stories that we need explaining. But the business model for science journalism is broken. Science sections of newspapers have been binned, science magazines are losing money, and bloggers for free are providing, some of them, fantastic coverage. So those two lines, the business and the information and knowledge generation, don't meet. Now, just because in some areas of the marketing ad industries people are getting paid not necessarily what other people would say is the rate their creativity deserves, that's how the world works. But over time, the great thing that the internet does is offer transparency. Everything becomes open eventually. And if you're great, even if you're not getting that reward now, people get to know. And if you're overselling yourself, that's going to be public too as well. So increasingly marketers know they need to get an edge if they're going to get people's attention. I don't watch TV. I don't buy a daily newspaper. How do you reach me? You need to get my attention. You have to do that by thinking in a very fresh, very smart way, because otherwise I'm not going to notice. And I'm meeting a lot of marketers who are thinking, how can we be true to our brand? It's all about authenticity, but in a way that is playful, in a way that helps, offers a service to our users, to our community. You value people, you value brands who make you enjoy the moment. And a lot of big brands are now going from mainstream TV advertising and investing in digital projects, because one of the benefits is you get some attention if it's cool. It goes viral. Lots of people get to hear about it, and it's often a pretty impressive return on investment. Brands need to read widely. I mean, the people in your marketing departments, I think, need to understand a bit now about physics, about behavioural economics, about some of the innovations happening in filmmaking, about what type of mobile apps are catching on, because you are one innovation away from being history. Some 17-year-old in a bedroom could come up with a much smarter way of delivering the service you're delivering. So I think it's, think like that 17-year-old.